And hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're at. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor. Well, it's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. It's 88 degrees at the moment here in Los Angeles, and it is hot. And I don't see much of a breeze at all to cool things down. So it's going to be a hot day here. I wanted to talk to you about something that's kind of bugging me, and it's this new terminology of Christian nationalist. I was reading the USA Today report of how in Louisiana they decided to put the 10 Commandments on the walls of their schools. Now, when I grew up, we had the 10 Commandments on the wall of school. We did. And we also had the Pledge of Allegiance on the wall at the school. And those were two of the cornerstones of the school. One, to teach people not to steal, not to bear false witness, not to treat people badly, not to kill, they have good principles in the 10 Commandments. It's what drives many people's lives, especially in the United States. So Louisiana decided to put that in their schools. I don't have a problem with it, because I think it's a good moral compass to live off of, and that's what we should be teaching our children. The good things in life, not the bad. So USA Today came out with this long piece about how these individuals who push these things or try to install these things in their schools are called Christian nationalists. In other words, they're part of the Republican Party of the Christians who believe in God. And there are people on the left who do not believe in God, and they do not believe in the 10 Commandments, and they do not believe in the good side of life. It's a selfish side. It's that one that it's all about me and nobody else. And I see it every single day. So we have a problem. We have this big time issue of people now generating names. If you believe in God, you're now a Christian nationalist. Now, in my business, and you will notice that on a lot of my podcasts, I talk about spirituality and God a lot in running your business, because I believe in it. I believe that's the cornerstone of doing ethical things. That's where it all begins. That's how we stay on the straight and narrow and not bend the rules of criminality and unethical activity and everything else. That's how I was always taught. That's how my parents taught me. We were not extremists. We just wanted to do what was right. We didn't want to push our religion down other people's throat. We just wanted to do what was right. My parents wanted to teach me what was right, what was good, what was moral, what was ethical. So now we have this new terminology that's coming out, Christian nationalists, which sounds like a communist party almost, the way that they make it sound as if we are somebody bad if we believe in God. Listen, let me tell you this. If you believe in God, you're doing something right. If you have faith, you're doing something right. If you're teaching your children about morals and ethics and godliness, you're doing something right. You're not a nationalist. You're just a parent. You're just a husband. You're just a wife, trying to do what is right in life. And so what happens is that we have this far left political group that want to make us look bad because of the way that we believe. I'm not pushing my religion down anybody. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about God, because that is the beginning of what we call ethics, morals, doing things that are right within our communities, our lives, our families, our churches, our schools, our businesses. And I believe in that very wholeheartedly. So when people call us a Christian nationalist, just ignore them, because these are individuals who are pushing a political agenda. And as I've told you and I've taught you many, many times, politics is never an ethical entity. It is an entity of really evil. Not one good thing comes from a politician. Not one. Now, if you are deep into the life of politics, then you think it's okay. You think it's right. And then you turn a blind eye of people who are doing bad things. People who are saying bad things. People who are attacking other people. You turn a blind eye to that. So when they call us a Christian nationalist, I guess we just take it with a grain of salt. We know that they're going to attack us. We know at the end of time we're going to have all these people that come out and try to attack Christianity. They try to put it down. They try to destroy it. And we know it's coming. So we're prepared for this. But we also have to know, do not let those two words destroy your relationship with God, with your family members. Because there are going to be people out there that you know, even to this day, right now, that you know, who are not Christians, who are not believers. There are people like that in our lives. And it's okay. Because the way that we live our life, and the way that we walk, the way that we talk, the way that we are examples of what we believe in, not being pushy, not being judgmental, but just trying to do what is right. People usually, the non-believers usually say, you know what, maybe there is something to that person's life. And then they want to know more. So just remember, we can be called a Christian nationalist, that's fine. I don't like that words, I don't like it, but I'm not going to pay any attention to it. Because it has nothing to do with my personal relationship with God. It just doesn't. And neither should it with you. Stay focused on where you're going. Stay focused on what your beliefs are. Stay focused on your ethics and your morals. Don't be judgmental. Don't be condescending. But practice a good way of life. A spiritual way. And you'll be okay. It's always amazing to me that politics always comes up with all of these names for everybody. When they don't believe in you, they come against you. If you don't believe in what they believe, they come against you. And they come up with all these brand new names and all these terminologies just to make you look bad. But what happens is that it usually turns around and makes them look bad. That article in USA Today that was in this Sunday's morning inbox was doing exactly that. They were trying to make Christians look bad. Now, let me say one other thing. In all my life, I've always had this teaching and belief that there was a clear distinction between church and state. And a lot of Christians really truly want to have religion back into their school systems. They want to be able to have prayer sessions. They want to be able to read the Bible. They want to be able to have the ability to have Christian study groups. And the list goes on. Now, if you want to do that, go ahead and do it. You can do it at school, but do it privately. Because once you allow government say, okay, you can go ahead and have your little groups, you can have your prayer sessions, then you have also given government the right to dictate what religion that could be, what God it could be. It could also be in an Islamic religion. No, this is what we're going to believe this week. We're going to do Islam. Anytime that you open the door for government to have a say in what you believe, in how you pray, and everything else that has to do with religion, they can pretty much dictate to you what that religion is going to be. And it may not be the religion that you want it to be. Once you give government the power over religion in schools, in public housing, not public housing, but in in government work that's being done out there, And they're using that politically because government is very politicized. At some point in time, why not go back to what the Church of England is? That's the national church. You're opening the door for religion to be controlled by government. That is what scares me more than anything else in the world. You cannot allow government to have control over your religion. That's why there is a clear separation of church and state. Now, the Ten Commandments is really, if you go back to it, that was really the doctrine that was used to fashion our Constitution. It was the foundation, it was the groundwork of what to write for a country, for a Christian country such as the United States. And it teaches some good things. And if we're going to teach our children not to steal, not to bear false witness, not to kill, to be able to treat their mothers and fathers with respect, those are good moral grounds that we should adopt. It's a difficult one to talk about, isn't it? Because you really want to be able to have a very clear separation of church and state. But yet you have this doctrine of Ten Commandments that tells us how to live our lives. And we use it every single day in our lives. So that's my only concern, is that there needs to be a very clear separation of church and state. If you want to pray at school, go to a quiet corner and pray. If you want to study the Bible, go to a quiet corner and study the Bible. And don't push religion down the throats of government, because then government will take control. And that is the danger of us not protecting the difference between church and state. Well, this is Sunday. I have to go and turn on some fans here because it is hot. It is hot in this room. So everybody, be blessed. God is with you. Take care. Talk with you very, very soon. Bye-bye.